What's up, y'all? It's Daniel, your shoe sommelier, and I have to believe that Nike took their silhouette to Exhibit and said, do something with it. And Exhibit came back with him and said, yo dog, I hear you like Zoom Air on your shoe, so I added some Zoom Air on top of your Zoom Air. I gave you 4 different Zoom Air pods on the new Nike Zoom Double Stacked. And today we're gonna talk about one of those shoes. It basically does what they call in the biz lifting. Tom Cruise knows all about that. So today we're gonna talk about a silhouette that very well may keep me, at least on the eye-to-eye level with my wife, the aforementioned Nike Double Stacked Barely Volt. The Nike Zoom Double Stacked Barely Volt is indeed a woman's shoe. I wear a size 9 in men's. That is my true to size across the board. So I ordered a size 9 in men's, which transfers to a size 10.5 in women's. And to me, that fits true to size. It worked out just fine. So whatever size translates to you the best, I say go with that because this shoe fits just fine. Nike usually puts 1 layer of Zoom Air, but this one has, true to the name, double stack of Zoom Air. You have 2 Zoom Air pods stacked on top of each other in the heel, and then you have 2 of them underneath the forefoot, but they are right next to each other. This all Volt yellow, Volt green colorway, and the shoe is completely this color, really pops and locks. It's so bright. Everything about this shoe really just screams, not only from the way it looks, but from how tall you will be. This shoe literally adds almost 2.5 inches to your height at the highest level, so good for you. There are a number of little things I love about this silhouette. Yes, I love the color. Yes, I love the way it looks. Yes, I love being a little bit taller. And yes, I love feeling like I'm walking on the moon when I wear these shoes. But just little bitty things. Like for instance, on the heel, you have the swoosh embroidered, but as you can maybe see there, you have the Nike branding underneath it in a sort of translucent, reflective, I don't know that it actually reflects, but you have to make it reflect to see it. You have that on the heel. Speaking of the swoosh, on the lateral side of the shoe, near the heel, you have an embroidered swoosh that is Volt green, but also white at the bottom. And keeping it in the swoosh family, the whole lateral side of the shoe is almost a Nike swoosh. It's unfinished, but it's there. You can see it. It's awesome. It's a hint of it, but you know it's there. You don't even need the whole swoosh to know that it is in fact said swoosh. And then when we go to the bottom of the shoe, this is my favorite part. Nobody's gonna see it. It literally says Air Zoom underneath the heel right there. And yes, because when you look at it, you're gonna see inside, you'll see the Zoom pod. So you might see some of that, but unless someone's licking your boots, you're not gonna see that it says Air Zoom. And that's honestly one of my favorite parts of this shoe. The whole upper is pretty much mesh. Your socks will actually help with what your outfit's gonna look like, so take that into account, though I guess the skin color of your feet could also do the same thing. So definitely because you have a perforated mesh upper, it's gonna breathe really well, especially above the forefoot and the midfoot. Your tongue isn't entirely perforated. Up near the top of the foot, it does get a little bit more solid, but it's pretty thin, feels just like the Nike Elements 87s type, where it's kind of flimsy, really feels like you could tear it in half. So that'll feel just fine. Your laces, flat laces, they're really light, they're very thin, and you have a nice cotton sock liner, so when you put your foot into the shoe, it feels nice and warm and wrapped around there. Just overall, pretty comfortable. The back of the shoe has a Volt yellow, Volt green type leather material that wraps around all the way to the back, where you find another bright Volt colored pull tab. And then of course, you have your big, fat, thick with maybe 5 C's midsole. You have the aforementioned Zoom Air pods, but then you have your foam TPU midsole. In the middle of the shoe, you find a column of foam between the double stacking of outsoles. And then on the bottom of the shoe, underneath on the outsole, you have a translucent rubber outsole. Nice grooves to give you some traction. And underneath you can see, ever so slightly, the Zoom Air pods underneath the forefoot, and then underneath the heel you have another Nike swoosh. I think this shoe is crazy comfortable in a weird way. Years ago, I wanted to find weird looking shoes. I literally remember typing in crazy Japanese moon shoes. And that's how I discovered Y3, because the number of his silhouettes was so crazy I had to have them, and that's how I came across the Yeezy 350 V1. I wanted something that just looked different. I wanted something wild. I wanted something that my friends didn't have. This shoe is very much in that same vein because it's so bright, it's so loud, it's so ostentatious, and yes, it's so tall. And being a woman's shoe, it does have a different style of construction. The way the lines are drawn, it does have, to use an outdated word, a very feminine-like design to it, especially with the way the zoom arches up at the back of the shoe. Very similar to the Nike Vista Grind. Those are really cool shoes, similar in style, similar in silhouettes, and similar in the fact that it adds more height to you when you put those shoes on. But because it's so moon bounce-like, some people won't like the way this feels. Some people may think it's like walking on a platform. You definitely have very little to no floor feel, street feel, court feel, whatever you want to say. And if you're a heel first kind of walker, which I think I kind of am, it may feel a little bit wobbly to you. I tend to step a little bit more on the outer edges of my feet. So wearing this silhouette was a little bit like, oh, I need to fix this. So, maybe this silhouette helps me walk a little better, walk a little easier. I don't know. All that to say, I think this is a super cool shoe. It's so loud. It's so annoying. I love it because I'm so loud and I'm so annoying. The Nike Zoom Double Stacked Barely Volt released on Nike.com on July 2nd, 2020 and retailed for a whopping $230 US American dollars. So let's hear it in the comments down below. What do you think about this silhouette? What do you think about the colorway? And what do you think about the fact that you can add almost 2.5 more inches to your height when you wear these shoes? 6 foot gang now, right? Yes, I know there are people out there naturally 6 feet. There are also people whose feet are bigger than a 14-year-old boy. Size 9. But because of that shoe size, I can wear women's shoes if I want to. And I do. So, F the haters. And to all of you out there, wherever you are, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to Just Chill. Till the next episode.